Welcome guys to another video. Today I'm going to explain to you guys the product rule. This will allow you to find the derivative of two differentiable functions multiplied by each other very easily. So first I'll show you what the product rule looks like. So to begin with, if you're asked to find the derivative of f of x times g of x, then that will be equal to f of x times g prime of x plus g of x times f prime of x. So if you're asked to find the derivative of a certain function times another function, it's just going to be f of x times g prime of x, also known as the derivative of g of x, plus g of x times f prime of x, also known as the derivative of f of x. So let's get into some practice problems here. So for our first practice problem, we have f of x equals 4x times sine of x. So let's say they want us to find the derivative of this function. So in order to do that here, we can first group them together. This step is unnecessary, but it helps a lot when trying to figure out what the terms are that you need to multiply. So you can group them together here, just like that. And then now that we know what the two terms are, this is just a simple matter of applying the equation. So f prime of x is equal to, so first we're going to go f of x, so in this case it's 4x, and I'll put in parentheses so that it's easier to see, 4x, and then we need the derivative of g of x, which in this case is sine of x. So the derivative of sine of x is just cosine of x. So now we have cosine of x. And then plus, and I'll do parentheses again, and we do g of x, and in this case g of x is sine of x, plus sine of x, and then times the derivative of the f of x, which in this case is 4x. So the derivative of 4x is just 4. So then I'll write that in. And then we can simplify this to be 4x times cosine of x plus 4 sine of x. So that would be your answer for this one. So let's try another practice problem here. So then for this practice problem, g of t equals t squared times cosine of t. We can do the same exact method up above. So let's try that here. So first I'll group it. G of t equals t squared times cosine of t. So then from here it's just a simple matter of application, the equation again. So then why don't you try this problem first and then return in 1 to 2 minutes to see if you got this right. So I'm assuming that you paused the video and did this problem here, but if not, I'll explain the problem. So if we want to find the derivative of it, g prime of t, we first find f of x. So f of x in this case is t squared. So then we do t squared times, and then we do the derivative of g of x, which in this case is cosine of t. So the derivative of cosine of t is negative sine of t. So then we do that. So negative sine of t. And we add it, and then we'd have to do g of x. G of x in this case is cosine of t. So then we add that. And then finally, we have to find the derivative of f of x, which in this case is 2t, because it's t squared. So 2t. And then we can add this together and simplify it to get negative t squared sine of t plus 2t cosine of t, like so. So this would be your answer here. So let's try one more practice problem here. So here we have f of x equals x root times x cubed plus 1. So then give yourself 1 to 2 minutes again to try to figure out this problem. And when you think you're ready, unpause this video and see if you got it right. Alright, so I'm assuming that you did the problem. And if you did, here's how you would do it. So first, I'll group it again. F of x equals, and then I'll just use black since we use black in this problem. So we first find f of x. F of x is root x. And we can group it together. So then if we were to find the derivative of this, we could, well actually first we could rewrite it. I'm just going to rewrite it up here real quick. So root of x is equivalent to x to the power of 1 over 2. This is going to be helpful when trying to find the derivative of this. So I'll find the derivative of f of x now, f prime of x equals, so then first we can use this, f of x, which is x to the power of 1/2. And then we multiply this by the derivative of x cubed plus 1. And in this case, the derivative would be 3x squared. And then we add this by g of x, which is x cubed plus 1. And the derivative of x to the power of 1/2. So then the derivative of x to the power of 1/2 would be 1/2 of x minus 1/2. So then now we have to simplify this together. So if we were to simplify this, equals, and we can simplify this to be the x's will add together. So 3x, and then 2 plus 1/2 is equal to 5 over 2, plus, and then we have to multiply this into x cubed plus 1. So then this would be x cubed, I'll write it like this, times 1/2 x to the negative 1/2 plus 1 times 1/2 x to the negative 1/2. So if we were simplifying this, we would get 3x to the power of 5/2 plus, and then this right here would be equivalent to 1/2 x to the 5/2, because 3 is equivalent to 6 over 2. And then if we were multiplying this together, it would be 6 over 2 minus 1/2, which is 5 over 2. And then plus, and then since this is just multiplied by 1, this is just it. So we go 1/2 x to the power of negative 1 over 2. So we can actually simplify this again and make it 3 plus 1/2 is equivalent to 7 over 2. X to the power of 5/2 plus 1/2 x to the negative 1/2. So this would be your final answer if they ask for the derivative. So then let's try one more problem here where they give us a table right here, and they ask us, and if h of x equals f of x times g of x, they ask us to find h prime of 1. So then for this problem right here, this is a problem they use commonly on the AP test, and you'll probably see it a lot in your calculus class if you take it. So in order to do this problem here, what we can do is we can go h prime of 1, and then we'll just use the application. So then first we'll have to find f of 1. So I'll write it out. So we'll do f of 1. Here, I'll write it in a different color to make it easier to see. We'll do f of 1 first, and then we will do g prime of 1, and then we'll add those, and then we will do g of 1, and then we will do f prime of 1. So since we have a table right here, we can just fill it in. So then h prime of 1 is equal to f of 1. So in this case, f of 1 is -6. So then -6, and I'll write in parentheses again so you can see it. -6, g prime of 1 is equal to 8. So then we'll write 8 plus, and then g of 1 is equal to 2. And we'll put that in parentheses. And f prime of 1 is equal to 3. So then we'll do that again. So if we simplify this now, we will get h prime of 1 is equal to -6 times 8 is -48, plus 2 times 3 is 6. So if we simplify this again, we get -42. So to review, the product rule states that if two differential functions are multiplied by each other, the derivative of them will be f of x times g prime of x plus g of x times f prime of x. I hope this video helped you. I hope you do well in your next math test or AP test. And if you really enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and liking the video. Thank you. Goodbye.